your channel and okay, we talked about that. Hi, you guys. My name's Gwen Stacy, and I am reading from Atomic Habits today. It's a beautiful day outside, and I'm just gonna pick up where I left off. So, um, here we go. Um, we all deal with setbacks, but in the long run, the quality of our lives often depends on the quality of our habits. With the same habits, you'll end up with the same results, but with better habits, anything is possible. Maybe there are people who can achieve incredible success overnight. I don't know any of them, and I'm certainly not one of them. There wasn't one defining moment on my journey from medically induced coma to academic All American. There were many, but it was a gradual evolution, a long series of small. I'm on a live video. Hi, Jeff.
Hey. Cut your hair inside or outside?
Sorry, you guys.
We can do outside. Sorry.
Hi, you're okay. How are you?
Good.
Good.
You live?
I am live. Not on Facebook, on YouTube. Sorry, guys. That's friend of the family stopped by, and I'm just gonna go ahead and continue on with my reading.
Green spot right there. Can you back it into that church spot? And then tomorrow I'm gonna, if I cut, I can back up into it.
Hey, thank you for joining. I'm reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. Hopefully the back is nice and peaceful. Gotta love those power lines. But anyways, okay, so moving forward. Maybe there are people who can achieve incredible success overnight. I don't know, I'm not one of them. There wasn't one defining moment on my journey from medically induced coma to academic All American. There were many. It was a gradual evolution, a long series of small wins and tiny breakthroughs. The only way I made progress, the only choice I had, was to start small. And I employed this same strategy a few years later when I started my own business and began writing on this book. How and why I wrote this book. In November 2012, I began publishing articles at jamesclear.com. For years, I had been keeping notes about my personal experiments with habits, and I was finally ready to share some of them publicly. I began by publishing a new article every Monday and Thursday. Within a few months, this simple writing habit led me to my first 1,000 email subscribers, and by the end of 2013, that number had grown to more than 30,000 people. In 2014, my email list had expanded to over 100,000 subscribers, which made it one of the fastest growing newsletters on the internet. I had felt like an imposter when I began writing 2 years earlier, but now I was becoming known as the expert on habits, a new label that excited me but also felt uncomfortable. I had never considered myself a master of the topic, but rather someone who was experimenting alongside my readers. In 2015, hi everybody, thanks for joining. I'm reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. We're on page 8, the introduction still, so you haven't missed much, but this is his story. In 2015, I reached 200,000 email subscribers and signed a book deal with Penguin Random House to begin writing the book you are reading now. As my audience grew, so did my business opportunities. I was increasingly asked to speak at top companies about the science of habit formation, behavior change, and continuous improvement. I found myself delivering keynote speeches at conferences in the United States and Europe. In 2016, my articles began to appear regularly in major publications like Time Magazine, Entrepreneur, and Forbes. It's pretty dang good. And this is a very popular book, of course. Any self-help coach will recommend it. But moving forward. Okay, incredibly, my writing was read by over 8 million people that year. Coaches in the NFL, NBA, and MLB began reading my work and sharing it with their teams. At the start of 2017, I launched the Habits Academy, which became he went that way. Sorry. Which became the premier training platform for organizations and individuals interested in building better habits in life and work. Fortune 500 companies and growing startups Did you get the I'm live, but did you get the letters I wrote you on the table?
Got Jeff's here right now.
Right, but I'm saying, did you get them?
No.
Oh, they're on the table.
Okay, I'll look at them later.
Okay.
In a little while.
Okay. Hi guys, thanks so much for joining. Hi. Hi Monica. Hi have Javi? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Hi. Okay. Yeah, hi. Wow, is there 16 of you? Where are you guys watching from? Let me know. Okay, I'm just going to keep reading. So at this start of 2017, I launched the Habits Academy, which became the premier training platform.
Here right here.
I thought you did it over there. I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on. There's a moment in the mission. I thought you don't cut it over there? Or can you cut it over there? Thank you. Almost got shut down. Thank you. I launched the habit in 2017. At the start of 2017, I launched the Habits Academy, which became the premier training platform for organizations and individuals interested in building better habits in life and work. Okay, I said that. Fortune 500 companies and growing startups began to enroll their leaders and train their staff. In total, over 10,000 leaders, managers, coaches, and teachers have graduated from the Habits Academy. And my work with them has taught me an incredible amount what it takes to make habits work in the real world. As I put the finishing touches on this book in 2018, jamesclear.com is receiving millions of visitors per month and nearly 500,000 people subscribe to my weekly email newsletter. A number that is so far beyond my expectations when I began that I'm not even sure what to think of it. How this book will benefit you. So I wonder how old he was from when he got hit in the face with the baseball bat, which he was obviously in high school, to him writing this book, which he was in college. So he was a young adult. He was a young adult. 20s. The entrepreneur and investor Naval Ravikant has said, to write a great book, you must first become the book. I originally learned about the ideas mentioned here because I had to live them. I had to rely on small habits to rebound from my injury, to get stronger in the gym, to perform at a high level on the field, to become a writer, to become a successful business, and simply to develop into a responsible adult. Small habits help me fulfill my potential, and since you picked up this book, I'm guessing you'd like to fulfill yours as well. In the pages that follow, I will share step-by-step plan for building better habits, not for days or weeks, but for a lifetime. What do you guys think of the reading? Hi, Queen. Shout out to my girl, Ava. Hey, whoever Ava is. Yeah, I don't know who Ava is, but shout out. Anybody else? Okay, yeah. Sorry, every time I stop reading, they're like, cut. Okay, let me just keep reading. How this book will benefit you. Okay, I said that. The ideas mentioned here because I had to live them. I had to rely on small habits to rebound from my injury, to get stronger in the gym, to perform at a high level on the field, to become a writer, to build a successful business, and simply to develop into a responsible adult. Yeah, I said that. Small habits help me fulfill my potential, and since you picked up this book, I'm guessing you'd like to fulfill yours as well. In the pages that follow, I will share a step-by-step plan for building better habits, not for days or for weeks, but for a lifetime. While science supports everything I've written, this book is not an academic research paper. It's an operating manual. I like that. You'll find wisdom and practical advice front and center as I explain the science of how to create and change your habits in a way that is easy to understand and apply. The fields I draw on, biology, neuroscience, philosophy, psychology, and more, have been around for many years. What I offer you is a synthesis of the best ideas smart people figured out a long time ago, as well as the most compelling discoveries scientists have recently made. My contribution, I hope, is to find the ideas that matter most and connect them in a way that is highly actionable. Anything wise in these pages you should credit to the many experts who preceded me. Anything foolish, assume it is my error. The backbone of the book is my 4-step model of habits: cue, craving, response, and reward. The 4 laws of behavior change that evolve out of these steps. Readers with a psychology psychology background may recognize some of these terms from operant apparent conditioning, which was first proposed as stimulus response reward by B.F. Skinner in the 1930s and has been popularized more recently as cue routine reward in The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Hopefully I said that right. Hi, thank you for sending the flowers. Behavioral scientists like Skinner realized that if you offered the right reward or punishment, you could get people to act in a certain way. But while Skinner's model did an excellent job of explaining how external stimuli influenced our habits, it lacked a good explanation for how our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs impact our behavior. Internal states, our moods and emotions, matter too. In recent decades, scientists have begun to determine the connection between our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. This research will also be covered in these pages. In total, the framework I offer is an integrated model of cognitive and behavioral sciences. I believe it is one of the first models of human behavior to accurately account for both of the influence of the external stimuli and internal emotions on our habits. While some of the language may be familiar, I am confident that the details and the applications of the 4 laws of behavior change will offer a new way to think about your habits. Human behavior is always changing, situation to situation, moment to moment, second to second. But this book is about what doesn't change. It's about the fundamentals of human behavior, the lasting principles you can rely on year after year. The ideas you can build a business around, build a family around, and build a real life around. It doesn't say real, I put that in there, sorry. There is one right way to create better habits, but this book describes the best way I know. An approach that will be effective regardless of where to start or what you're trying to change. The strategies I cover will be relevant to anyone looking for a step-by-step system for improvement, whether your goals are centered on health, money, productivity, relationships, or all of the above. As long as human behavior is involved, this book will be your guide. The fundamentals: why tiny changes make a big difference. Okay, guys, thank you. The real Andy. Hi. I'm the real Andy one. I was actually just gonna cut off and make myself a sandwich, but thank you guys for tuning in. That was the introduction of Atomic Habits by James Clear, and the next reading will be The Fundamentals: Why Tiny Changes Make a Big Difference. So if you guys are interested and like hearing books read out loud to you, um, subscribe to my channel, and this is the one I'm working on now. So stay tuned and hit that bell if you'd like to know next time I go live and start reading. I probably am going to read more today, but let me eat first. Mwah. Stay blessed. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.